wife had left me and left all the kids at the house, you know, and I'm trying to take care of them and try to get my bills paid and everything else, and something come up, I need money for them, and I just got to rock bottom, you know. I couldn't keep up with everything.
I was having problems financially, and on my job we had cut back a whole lot, and I didn't have the finance to make the whole payment, you know. So I just got in a situation I just couldn't handle it, you know. And
my mom was sick, and that was 2003 or 4. So I'm lucky, I refinanced, so we went home, 3 of us. So we visit my mom, and I spent, of course, plane ticket, spend money in Philippines. So I used the money that I refinanced. So when we came back, of course I have a little bit, so I put in the bank. But the problem there is my payment went up.
When the real estate market got bad, of course the commissions wasn't coming in like it was supposed to. That was my main source of income. The house got behind.
Well, I was one of those people who should have never got the loan that I got from the mortgage company. Because, you know, I'm a single mom of 2 kids, and the mortgage was almost $1,300 a month.
We co-signed for a house, and that the mortgage company didn't pay for. They didn't pay their end of the deal. So the house started being, what should I say? It was back mortgages for months.
It wasn't a very happy feeling, knowing that you was going to lose your house, or you didn't want to file bankruptcy, and you know.
It was hard not to be able to pay, you know, the mortgage and get behind, and I'm not like that, and it just happened like that.
I was so stressed out, you know. I had gained weight, I'd done everything. I was just so stressed out. I mean, I just couldn't focus, I couldn't do nothing. You know, I was just in a way, you know, that.
Yeah, so I've had several clients that got in over their head, and it, you know, you try to keep the emotion out of it as a realtor, but I work with a lot of friends of mine, and it really broke my heart to see them in such a predicament and totally stressed out, anxiety, and you know, when I started working with Advanced Short Sale, I'm thankful that they helped me and helped my clients, you know, get rid of, you know, the stress, anxiety that they were under because they had gotten themselves over their head. It happens to good people.
No, honestly, I didn't think anybody could help, because I'm like, oh, we're just stuck in this rut. We're not gonna be able to get out of this. It's like, you know, we were trying to get loans, but guess what? You really couldn't get a loan if, you know, if your credit's not looking right, if you got a foreclosure on your credit report, you know. So I'm thinking, like, what in the world can we do to get this off of our back, you know?
Well, I got a letter from him, and say, you know, we can help, we can buy your house, keep you out of foreclosure and this, everything. And I had it for about a week, I think. And every day I look at it, do I make the call? What can I do? And finally, about a week later, I finally called and talked to him, and he made an appointment, come over to my house and sit down and talk to him, explain everything, what he could do and everything else. And I kind of felt relieved after talking to him, but I still wasn't sure if, you know, if he could help.
I heard a lot about foreclosures, and I was so scared in the beginning about it. I thought that, you know, foreclosure is something that I might be in trouble if I made a mistake. That's why I really don't want to touch about it. There's so many families calling me and crying for help, but I told them I really can't help you. I'm not licensed to do it. I thought in the beginning you have to have a special license to do, you know, foreclosure and short sale. Never, if I ask people, they never tell the truth. They never tell me these stories until, like I said, I pray about it, how I can help these families. And Philip really gave me a very good information about it.
Actually, they went in talking to the bank, and they got the bank to lower the mortgage, the cost of the home a lot, which was surprising because if any Joe, myself, or anyone, would just try to call the bank to try to get that done, it's not going to happen. They're going to give you the runaround, and they're going to say, we can't do it, we have to do these, they charge you all these different fees. But they went in, and it's amazing, because if the house was 130, they got it down like under 100,000. So that's awesome compared to what I was able to do, even just talking to them on the phone. So they went in, talking to them, saying this is what this is, underlining, and they got our sales down to what actually anybody would be able to afford if they were, trying to keep their home and pay for the mortgage on it.
I told him that I have a letter from the lawyer and it's about the foreclosure. Then I called Philip, and he's the one who, make me strong. And he did all the paper he did, but he did his best to help me. And I said, this is the person that he can help me.
He called the banks. He called VHDA. He just did the whole 9 yards. He did everything. I didn't have to do nothing. And after he did that, he helped me to get a place. He put me up in a hotel until I found a house. He helped me to find a place. I couldn't ask him. The man is awesome. He's awesome. He just did everything. He just took it in his hand, like he just knew what to do. He just helped me.
Every time I talked to him, it seemed like my pressure got a little bit better and better, And he said, just hang in there, Jim. We'll take care of it. We'll help you out.
Basically, sellers are really beating their heads against the wall, unfortunately. Good people trying for months at a time to negotiate with their banks. And so I've had a lot of sellers over the last couple of years that have called me up and said, we absolutely need to sell the property, and we've tried our best to negotiate with the bank, and they won't even talk to us, and I get transferred 10 times to even get to the right person and such, and they won't even talk to us till we have an offer. So I would take the listing, and we'd work as hard as we can to get the property marketed and get an offer. So that might take 60 to 90 days. And then when that happens, the real pain started for all of us. We would get all the information up to the bank, hardship information, financial information, the offer itself, and it would literally sit somewhere on somebody's desk for 60 to 90 days before we got any response whatsoever from the bank. Then after that, we've long since missed the closing date. The buyer at that point is not under contract in any way, shape, or form. They get cold feet. They walk away from the deal altogether, and then there's a foreclosure auction scheduled 2 weeks later.
They say that, foreclosures, if I made a mistake, I'm going to be in trouble. My license is going to be taken out. They said that it's going to take so long. And they said that, foreclosures is something like the people is, the homeowner is going to be in trouble. I really didn't know very much about it. But those are the stories that I heard, that I shouldn't be touching it because there's so much legality in it that I might get in trouble with it. That's why in the very beginning, when I did a short sale, I kept asking, Philip about things to make sure that, everything is in order and everything is in line. Because I don't want him to be in trouble. Because if he's going to be in trouble, I'm going to be in trouble. So I think, we're working together for the sake of everybody. It's really good teamwork.
They've got it together here. And, for me to have closed 2 short sales in less than 30 days, when horror stories are out there, 6 months, if not longer, You know, and then once again, you're going back to your clients that are sitting on pins and needles, overwhelmed with anxiety and depression. It makes it a whole lot smoother for them to get out of the situation that they're in, and they can move on with their lives.
It was 8 to 6 months. So imagine 8 to 6 months of dealing with, you know, the phone calls, you know, the foreclosure, thinking about they're saying they're going to foreclose on this house, and then to turn around and knew that field was here, you know, with this program, and it took them 2.5 months, 8 months and 2.5 months to fix something that was strenuous for 8 months. That's great, you know. And I look at that and I said, you know, if I do this 8 months ago, you know, I wouldn't have to go through all the stress and agony of this. And it took 2.5 months. That's 6 months of something I didn't really have to deal with. So the time was great. So
I feel relieved. They helped me, you know, pretty much sell my house and get a good price on it. I know it's a little bit less than what I owed, but it's a lot more than I thought I would get.
I thought the house, I was in foreclosure, right? But come find out, I wasn't, you know, because Mr. Phillip, he stopped it, you know, he did.
I believe a short sale is a lot better than a foreclosure on your credit. You know, after a short sale, from what I've been told, 2 to 4 years, you're able to purchase again, which I'm not really sure if that's the case with the foreclosure.
You know, I really didn't find any difficulty about it, you know, and I feel confident that, you know, everything is going to be fine, because I don't think there is anything that I see wrong about it, you know.
I feel good and happy. I know he will finish it and sell my house. I know it will happen, that he will take me out on that foreclosure.
You know, I'm just hoping that everyone who bought the property, that property will bring them as much happiness and joy that it had brought me in the 4 years that I was 4 or 5 years that I was there, because I thoroughly enjoyed the property.
I feel stress-free. I think that, you know, after I start working on a little more things on as far as our credit is concerned, that I'll be able to do more that I want to do, you know, get a pool or, you know, buy whatever I want to buy. Vices have to deal with this house that was right in our, you know, on our backs and stuff, so we don't have to deal with that. And I thank God for Phil, because, you know, he came in, stepped in, and took it right out of our hands. And imagine just having a weight that you just couldn't carry, you know, and it was so stressful. You're going down this mountain, up this mountain, and, you know, you don't know what you're gonna do, and someone stares, hey, the Calvary, and, you know, and they take it right off your hands, and you're like, thanks. I mean, you really can't even express the feeling that you have when you have a weight that you can't carry, that, you know, when somebody else takes it off.
He's awesome. I recommend anybody to him, anybody and everybody.
If somebody is ever in my situation, I would recommend Advanced Short Sale to help them out, because they helped me.
If they in the same trouble that I've been in, with why wait, you know, as long as I went through and the pressure I've been in, if there's someone out there that can help you right now, do it, you know. Don't prolong it like I did.